Y'all, today we need to talk about what is easily the coolest part of the entire level 180 Darkmoor update in Test Realm. And yes, you might have guessed it based on the aesthetic, we are getting a new Shadow School. Now, this Shadow School is one of two places that they've basically created in order to introduce and let the wizard learn all kinds of cool new shadow magic. And I thought I'd do a showcase of this entire area so that y'all can get your feet wet the second this update drops. I also think while we had a lot of teasers as to what new shadow spells were going to look like, we didn't really know how they were going to be accessed by the wizard, how they're going to be used. There's a lot of features in the school that we need to talk about. So starting right off, you might be wondering, how do you get here? Well, you can get here through Darkmoor, but I'm not going to spoil the plot, so I'm not going to leave this area. But thankfully, for the purposes of this video, they actually added a teleporter. So basically, right, in the Arcanum, if you go to the Shadow School, now you have a way of accessing, I guess, an even bigger Shadow School using a portal. And the things that you can learn here are nothing short of incredible. So there are 8 spell trainers here, 1 for every school. And then there's also just a shadow trainer, the one that we all know and love, Velma. So Velma, basically, from her, you can learn Dark Surge, Donate Shadow. Those are the pip-based shadow spells. You can also learn all your shadow transformations and shadow creatures. Now, these are very important because some of them are involved in shadow fusion formulas where you can turn regular spells into shadow enhanced spells. Now, here's where things get really interesting, because I think a lot of people were skeptical about how shadow enhanced spells were going to be accessed. But basically, right, all of these shadow forms, they look dope, by the way. They're all tied to a school. So for example, as a adept, I'm tied to Shadow Seraph, and from Shadow Seraph, I could do 2 things. I could learn a bunch of shadow fusion, and what shadow fusion is, right, you got to learn 2 spells, and then you can combine them in combat in order to cast them. So for example, right, I could use regular Krulu, combine it with this spell right here, and then basically make the spell from beyond. And what's really important is that all of these spells actually come with spellements for their base spell and the shadow enhanced version. Now obviously, all the regular, non-shadow enhanced spells, they're going to drop where they always have. For example, Grim Reader, this is a Lemuria spellment. This is going to drop in Lemuria. Krulu is still, tied to the Castle Darkmoor. You only need 1 spellment to, side grade it. This is just bought with Arena tickets. Basically, the source of these spellments has not changed. However, let's say that you want to make the shadow spellments. Now there's a new feature called Darkening spellements. So basically, all you have to do is go to the right crafter, I guess, in the Shadow School, and there's a 1-to-1 conversion for any regular spell into the Shadow Enhanced version. So for example, right, let's say I want to max tier my Shadow Enhanced Krulu. I just need a bunch of regular Krulu spellments, and then I basically just keep crafting them. And then you could upgrade it whichever way you want. A lot of these come with 2 different options, so you have a way to use them in both PvE and PvP. And there's a couple of things I really like about it. 1, right, all the shadow magic being in one place. I think that's a really good thing. I think without this, it's very hard to really grasp the entire update. But also, this is the first time that we've actually had some sort of use for our extra spellments. It's going to give us a reason to actually, farm extra spellments. And also, it's not like a new source of farming, right? If you have extra spellments, you're already good to go this update. If not, you know what to farm while you're waiting for this to drop live. Now, obviously, because we just learned the new Krulu, I feel like it's only fair that we use it, see it in action for the first time on recording. Now, if I'm correct, what should happen is that you could basically fuse the Krulu and you could also enchant it. So when you do this, and then you can, that's crazy. So this is a new spell. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if this little shadow pact is fully functional in, PvP or PvE, but y'all can tell, right? This is a monumental amount of damage, and you basically just get it with very little deck space needed. A lot of people were saying, oh, this is going to be very hard to do reliably, but you get a shot in a turn or 2. All you have to do is combine a few cards, and you're getting a ridiculous amount of damage on an AoE. And with the crit, I'm thinking this does what, 6,000 or something? 5,700. Like it's nothing. Now, all of these shadow spells do come with certain packs. As you saw with Krulu, there was text in the bottom that said to reduce lash from it, you have to remove heals on opponent. Now, I killed that Lost Soul and didn't take any backlash, so I don't know if that feature is fully fledged in Test Realm yet, but they did add a whole new tutorial in Test Realm in the Eclipse Tower. If y'all recall in the main storyline, right, when we're dealing with all of Morgan's shenanigans, this is our first look at shadow magic. So they basically kind of retconned this, and they added a tutorial that explains how pacts work.
And it begins with a pact.
Oh, wow.
You must let the shadow in, as I have.
Dramatic.
Within the darkness are creatures, forbidden from the spiral. scratching to get in.
Wait, so is this a tutorial?
So let them in. Let them attach themselves to you. Experience through you, and they will enhance your own power.
She talking crazy.
See what we offer you, and then you will want to form a pact of your own.
I mean, that's a crazy thing to be saying. Should we do it, y'all? I haven't done this on live stream yet. So I guess this is their tutorial. I guess they made a whole battle for this. So what, you go in and it tells you how pacts, I guess, on shadow creatures work?
There are many different shadow creatures that offer unique advantages. But to call on them, you need the magic of their domain. See this gauge? It fills a little each round
really
depending
everything.
on your proficiency with shadow magic. Your shadow rating relative to your enemies.
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like the shadow gauge, they never really explained this, but yes, this is a thing that's been in the game for years. This is how you get a shadow pip. If you have more rating, that little number will go up more. Like that little gauge, it'll go up even harder.
When it is full, you gain 1 shadow pip the next round.
Okay.
Up to the maximum number of shadow pips you can carry, which for now is 1.
Because presumably we're level 95 when we do this.
Some spells may require a combination of shadow and normal pips.
Well,
for now, let us pass the turn so you can gain a shadow pip.
I want to see what the new pact in action. I want to see how you reduce backlash, because the Krulu didn't even do it.
You will be able to call upon this shrike.
Well, damn.
Assume its shape and add its power to your
actually,
own.
though, I want to see about this.
Beware the cost. For each round you spend in its form, the shrike will demand the magical energy of helpful charms.
So this is basically saying you're about to get your boost, you're about to get a goddamn storm pip, but if you don't want to take lash from all that for all that damage boost, you got to give out blades on yourself.
Let's prepare for this pact by casting a blade.
Hey, yo, okay. Man, say less, bro. I guess this is how you would do it, bro. Oh, I've been wanting to see how this works for a while, y'all. So what now if I strike? I want to know if it's the round you cast or the 3 rounds after, because I feel like that Krulu killed that lost soul, so we didn't get a good look at it. Let's see how this actually
Call
works.
upon the shadow shrike. Let its power and shape envelop you.
Relax. So what, if I do this, am I about to gain both a power pip and a storm pip and 45% outgoing? I want to know, I want to say that's what happens, right? So I lost a shad. What do I gain? Oh my god. Okay, so that's my pact. Where's my storm pip? Give me my storm pip. Is that the storm pip? I think it is. It doesn't look like a storm pip. Wow. So now there's a pact floating around me, and that's how I reduce backlash. And in return, I'm getting a lot. Do I get the storm pip?
Now
okay,
you
I got
and the
storm
shrike
pip.
are as one. In its form, your offensive magic is boosted, but the spirit of the shrike lingers behind you and waits.
So Shrike is basically a tier 1 hater. I got some of those these days.
It waits for you to make good on the bargain you struck.
Or you can go into debt, and he becomes a debt collector. I get it.
See the scroll? It means the shadows demand tribute. For the shrike, that is 1 charm each round.
Well, damn.
If you fail to pay, the shadow will take its reward from your health instead, growing ever more ravenous.
So, full disclaimer, the most you can actually take is 15% of your lash. You can actually bring it down to 0, presumably with this, with 3 blades.
You must be prepared to pay it each round until the contract comes due.
Oh my, this reminded me of real life.
Let us see the power we are paying for.
Well, damn. So what, that reduces my lash? So at the beginning of every round after you cast it, it'll consume a blade. So I think that blade just reduced our lash by 5%. And if we don't, now we don't have a blade on. So that means the next round, it's not going to consume a blade, meaning that's going to be 5% backlash. Already, guaranteed. So I guess a better way to look at this is your backlash starts at 0.
The shrike increased your attack,
and grows
it
to
took
15.
your blade as its payment.
Well, damn.
Casting this blade should help cover the next round.
Wait, but I'm about to take 5% lash? Because I don't have a blade on. So what, my lash grows. Does it show you that your lash is growing, or is it just how big the creature looks? I think it's just how big the creature looked behind you, bro.
Unfortunately, there wasn't a charm to pay the shrike this round.
Oh my god, okay.
It looms over you, growing for each missed payment.
But I got another blade on, so it's gonna give it up. So I'm about to take 5% of my max health. Right? Washi ya yo ya yas. Yeah, hit him with the ya yo. Are we both doing a blade pack? I feel like we are. So both of us are reducing lash by giving up blades.
So let's take advantage of that damage boost once more.
Okay. Hey, say less. So what, that's done. After this hit, is it done and I take 5% of my lash? I'm gonna assume 5% of my max health is Lash. That's pretty cool. So I guess, yeah, doing things like hit and blades, or like, you know, hit and something that the shadow creature likes, that's probably a very good way to pay the pack the next round, right? I guess it's all about doing stuff that it likes, kind of like how it already works, but trying to be kind of strategic with it. And let's see, y'all. Let's see if this backlash happens.
You paid for 3 rounds of Shrike with 2 blades and 1 with your health.
I like this explanation. W explanation.
This is the challenge with shadow packs. You must always be attentive of
So
their
I'm about to get
cost.
slapped now?
Oh, but what power they grant you. Apart from their forms,
Man, we already
shadow
know this. I
creatures
already
can
did
also
this.
form a new pact with a sentinel. It will both
Oh.
attack the adversary and shield you.
Well, damn.
Know, though, that changing a pact like this does not erase the debt of the previous pact.
So she's saying that I'm still going to take the 5% from the Shrike. Like, if you do a Shrike into a Shrike, you're still going to take the Lash that you accumulated.
Note, the price of this casts the sentinel before the opponent has a chance to use those charms.
Well, damn. Oh, okay, so the way this works is it reduces Lash by getting blades off of your opponent. So I guess they made this dude blades so they could show it. So wait, where's my Shrike Lash, bro? I don't know when I was supposed to take Lash. If let's say I did nothing, was I gonna be out of Shrike? This is so strange. So what that spell's just a hit and a triple shield. Am I about to take Lash now? My boy, I feel like the Lash mechanic's not working. Or does it just accumulate? Maybe you can delay it. I'm so curious about that. So what, do I still got 5% Lash plus a total of 15 that I could take from the new one that I did? I'm so, hey, this one, I'm y'all's guess is as good as mine, my boy.
We are protected. The enemy is vulnerable. Now, finish it.
Oh, damn, okay. I think it's about to show us that even if we kill, we'll still take Lash. And since, well, we got rid of a blade right there. So what, is it 15%? Because it's a 5% from Shrike and 10% from the other thing? Because we didn't really finish it, right? Or do we not take any?
Be warned. Winning a battle does not erase your debt to the shadow.
Well, damn.
It will take its remaining payment, but now from your health, and only your health.
W tutorial, but I would have liked to see the Lash, because I feel like we didn't see that with Kralu when we killed the Lost Soul, or this. I'm going to assume that's something they're still working on in test run.
Come, Necromancer. Learn more of the darkness
Oh.
you already embrace.
What the hell is this? What, you just choose one of these? Wait, this is sick. What the hell? Wait, this is sick. Okay, I think you can only talk to the one that, like, you know, vibes with you.
Our pact is signed.
Oh, damn.
I will bring death to your enemies.
I'm
You
gonna
will
assume
bring
that's
me
where you
whatever
learn
I ask.
Shepherd, but I already had Shepherd learned. So I feel like we weren't about to learn it. Like, I think you would have learned this, which you could use for damage on drains and a death pip for a weakness pact. Y'all probably, I already explained this in another video. Interesting.
You will not.
Well, damn. Okay. But we already learned it. But okay, so that's how that works. Damn. Yeah, I definitely feel like redoing all of Shadow Magic, definitely an effort, especially when you have to like kind of like almost retcon the way you've learned it in the past by having to like, you know, revisit previous areas. I do feel like that's a ambitious thing that Wiz has done, but I don't know, man. As long as they get that backlash right on the tutorial, I feel like it's a pretty reasonable explanation. Also, I like that the enchanting of the fusions works. I love the way the Shadow School looks. Hopefully this video was helpful. I kind of wanted to do a complete look into everything Shadow Magic related that they added with this update. Let me know what y'all think of the Shadow School, the tutorial, the way all of this works. I guess the way the spellements with this work. I look forward to reading all of y'all's comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Leave a sub review. Turn on noties so you'll get even more test run and Darkmoor and maybe even other content. Stay awesome. I'll see y'all soon. And yeah.